Mo Salah played the whole game as Liverpool beat Marseille 3-0 to put themselves in a really strong position to finish in the Champions League top 8. Let's head to Marseille now and speak live to our reporter Vinny O'Connor. Vinny, morning to you. So who were those standout Liverpool performers and how did Salah play on his return from AFCON?
Yeah, we'll start with Mo Salah because I thought he was pretty good on the night. He had one really big moment in the first half when it was the disallowed goal and it was a great run, really going at the heart of that Marseille defence before laying it out to Szoboszlai, putting a perfect ball, I should say, for Ekitike, who finished, but ultimately that goal was disallowed because he got ahead of Pavard. But I thought Mo Salah was busy all night. He always looked like he was causing Marseille a problem. He occupied defenders when he didn't have the ball, and he had that opportunity in the second half as well when Gakpo played it across from the left-hand side, and Mo Salah went or tried to go with the outside of his left boot but got it wrong and ended up putting the ball wide. But as I say, encouraging signs from Mo Salah, but encouraging signs from Liverpool all round, really. You look at their midfield, for instance. I thought McAllister and Gravenberch stood out, as did Szoboszlai. We see Szoboszlai taking responsibility. I think there was an interesting dynamic, actually, for that free kick from which he scored, where he and Mo Salah were stood talking to each other. It looked like Mo Salah wanted to take it, but Szoboszlai said, no, I'm taking the responsibility here. And he had done his homework. He knew that the Marseille wall would jump, and he ended up being able to use that grass cutter to go underneath the wall with no one lying behind it and ultimately giving Liverpool the lead. I also want to highlight the two fullbacks. I think Kerkez and Frimpong more and more beginning to look like Liverpool players. Frimpong, we saw his importance from an attacking threat. The way he got into the box to create the second goal, he looked like he was going to get out-muscled by Peixo at one point, but he was able to keep his feet, play it across goal, and it goes in off Rulli. And I thought Kerkez offered a lot defensively, and of course going forward, Florian Wirtz as well, beginning to look like the wonderful footballer that we know he is. So plenty of positives. I should also highlight Joe Gomez, by the way, because at centre-half alongside Virgil van Dijk, I thought he put in a really, really good performance. There was one moment when he actually bailed Virgil van Dijk out when there was a little bit of miscontrol, and Marseille looked to be really getting at that Liverpool back line, but Joe Gomez was able to thwart the danger on that occasion as well. And bailing Virgil van Dijk out, who was making his 350th appearance for Liverpool last night as well, only the 50th Liverpool player to reach that mark. So as I say, lots of positives from Liverpool last night. That was against the team that had come to play. I suppose the next step for Liverpool is to put in that kind of convincing performance against the side that's going to sit deep.
And Vinny, while you're out in Marseille, we've of course got to ask you about their move for Arsenal's Ethan Nwaneri. What's the latest on that?
Yeah, Ethan easy for me to say. Ethan Nwaneri was over here yesterday, having his medical, of course, and we actually spoke to Roberto De Zerbi after the game about Nwaneri, and of course Quinton Timber, who is joining on loan as well. And actually Arne Slot was asked about Timber because he's worked with him at Feyenoord, and he expects him to be a big success. But when it comes to Nwaneri, of course it looks to be a deal that suits every party at the moment, because he's not been getting that game time at Arsenal. We know that Mikel Arteta has spoken to Roberto De Zerbi about Nwaneri and the opportunity he will get for first team minutes. When he's not getting that opportunity at Arsenal, it makes sense for him, for his development, to go on loan and get those first team minutes. So he's going to get that in an environment with a coach that obviously Mikel Arteta respects, and there'll be there's pressure as well playing for a side like Marseille. So this was something that will really help with Nwaneri's development. So in terms of the deal, it is a loan deal until the end of the season. There's no option or anything like that to buy. He's of course contracted to Arsenal until 2030, and what De Zerbi had to say last night is that he's really looking forward to working Nwaneri because of course he's such a young talent, the skill factor that he's got as well, and on top of that, he said both he and Timber could possibly even start as early as the weekend against Lens, so it could be a chance to really hit the ground running over here in France. But that loan deal, we await full confirmation of it from Marseille, but that deal, given the way Roberto De Zerbi was speaking last night, of course, going through, and Nwaneri effectively a Marseille player until the end of the season.
Vinny, thank you very much. Darren Ambrose, Salah's return, a big boost for Liverpool. Can this be like a new signing, or do you expect in the next couple of weeks the same talk we had a few weeks ago before AFCON to emerge about a move to Saudi?
You know what? I expect Salah to be gone in the summer. I really do. But I think he will kind of be that new signing until the summer. And I think that break away from the AFCON, in the AFCON, has probably helped the club, helped the player himself. He's gone away, he's done well. He's recreated his form as well, 4 goals in the AFCON. And last night I was keeping a close eye. Clinton had the game next to me. I was keeping a close eye on it, and he looked good, he looked sharp. Missed a couple of chances, that he would have normally have taken. But I think it's done him and Liverpool good going to the AFCON for a few weeks. But I do expect him to be out of Liverpool in the summer. But in goodwill this time, as opposed to it ended a bit sour. But I think he'll go with everyone's blessing this time.
Yeah, all the talk, Chris Reedy, is about Liverpool reinforcements at the back. Do you expect them to get any before the 2nd of Feb?
Not before the 2nd of Feb. I think we've seen, obviously, they didn't go for Mark Gahey, or didn't go as strongly, or potentially missed out on him to Man City this time round. I think they're happy with Giovanni Leone long term. Obviously, he's got this knee injury as well. Connor Bradley the same. But I think what Vinny just said there is important. That Joe Gomez played very well last night. That both fullbacks played very well last night as well. So I think we know that Liverpool, they don't panic. They don't do panic buys. In the summer, I think it'll be different. Konate's out of contract. That's still obviously not been resolved. And a really interesting line, I guess, in the papers today, a Daily Mail report is kind of highlighting Micky van der Ven from Tottenham as a long-term target as well.
Darren's just raised his eyebrows.
I'm sorry about that, mate. But look, that could be an interesting one because Mark Gahey hasn't been signed. There have been problems, obviously, with Liverpool defending this season. Joe Gomez clearly played well last night, but we know that's not going to be a long-term option. So yeah, Micky van der Ven's contract is runs until 2029. Sorry, there's an option I think to go further on that as well. But with Tottenham struggling, with him being such a fantastic player as well, that I think will be a really interesting one in the summer.
Look,
you pulled that face, Darren.
I know,
that makes sense to the Liverpool fans.
It does, and it's a disappointment face, a frustrated face, because Tottenham are struggling at the moment, and of course, being a Spurs fan, Micky van der Ven and Romero are probably the highlights of the season, and it's a frustration that Spurs are doing so poor, because there's always going to be teams coming in and wanting to sign your best players. And he probably is the best player at Spurs at the moment, and it makes sense for Liverpool, but I believe it will cost an awful lot of money to get him out of Spurs. I really do, especially with a long time left on his contract. They need to sort the Konate deal out, I think, as soon as possible. The situation, is he staying, is he going? I thought, as you said, Joe Gomez played well last night, but injuries and keeping him fit is going to be a problem. The fullbacks played well. But if you're Virgil van Dijk, I think you're going to be looking and saying, I need a partner next to me.
Yeah.
Whether that was going to be Gahey, he probably had his sights set on that. But he can't keep being the main defender to bail Liverpool out all the time.
Yeah.
He's going to be asking questions, and I just got everything crossed that it isn't Micky van der Ven, to be honest.
Well,
win for Liverpool. And here's what it does to the table then. You can see at the top we've actually got 2 qualified teams now. Arsenal and Bayern Munich with their win tonight. We'll tell you more about that in a little bit. And then Liverpool move up to 4th, looking very healthy in that position. Newcastle as well with their win are up to 7th, and Chelsea up to 8th. Good for the Premier League teams. OK, let's get a little bit of reaction then over in Marseille. Virgil van Dijk, the captain.
Explain how it looked tonight. It looked like sort of you had 2 wide strikers and a box midfield.
Yeah, I find it hard to listen to you, Jamie, because you were the one that told me that I had to make sure we didn't concede that much. So I started to do that, and as a result of that, people were complaining that it became boring. So not sure if I should listen to you. But because of some injuries we have, because of the players we have available and the style of play Marseille has, we thought it was a good idea to play with Mo and Hugo up front and to overload the midfield with players that are very good in between the lines. And I think you could see that today with fullbacks that could attack down the side, and Micky and Ryan who could help out Joe and Virgil in build-up. So that worked. In my opinion, quite well today.
Yeah, and you mentioned there about, obviously, at the moment, the criticism about the team is that it's a little bit slow, it's a little bit boring. At the start of the season, it was completely different. How difficult is that as a manager to sort of get that balance right? And also, if that is the criticism right now about the team being a little bit slow, a bit pragmatic, how do you improve that? How can you work on that?
I watched Real Madrid-Barcelona for Dutch television, and after 32 minutes, when it was still 0-0, the commentator said that Barcelona played really slow and boring, And that was because Madrid was constantly in a low block. And it was really hard for Barcelona to play through. 10 minutes later, it was 2-2 because of individual quality of Rafinha, Vinicius Jr. and a set piece. And then they went to the studio and the pundit said, it's one of the best games we've ever seen. So goals in football are so important what people's opinions are. And I think we've shown this season that every time when it's a bit of a more open game, and that has mainly been in Europe and a few times in the Premier League as well, we are a very good team. We can make it very good difficult for everyone. But when we face low blocks, we struggle a little bit more to create chances. For me, for obvious reasons, everyone in the club also is aligned on that. I think Pep said something about it yesterday, what you need against low blocks. But today we didn't face a low block and we played a very good game, but we don't play slow. If you face a low block, it's very hard to get pace into the game. And I think we've tried against Burnley. We've found a few adjustments which helped, because against Burnley we've created probably 2 or 3 times the amount of chances as today. But now we score 3, and now people like Jamie are very positive about us. And I don't think you were very positive about us after the Burnley game, were you, Jamie?
I was actually. I said that's just one of those games that sometimes you have to accept. But I think, but what I would say, Arne, I think some of the games that we've watched against, say, Sunderland and Leeds, I would say at home, was not like the Burnley game was one of those games that I think it was unlucky. Whereas the Sunderland game and Leeds game, you are there as a supporter or a pundit or as a Liverpool fan as I am. I actually think we need more than that. The game needs to be a bit quicker. The intensity needs to be there. That was lacking, I felt, in those games. But that I don't think was the case against Burnley.
I agree. I think against Burnley was much more intense than in the other 2 games. But we've played Burnley twice, so I can say this. I rate Leeds United and Sunderland a bit higher than Burnley. So it's also harder against teams that are very well organised, and if the players are even better than the ones of Burnley, it makes it really hard to create a lot of chances, unless you have certain quality where I've spoken a lot about and Pep has spoken about yesterday evening, and that can change the game. And I just gave the example of Barcelona-Madrid, where Vinicius scored an incredible 1v1. I think he made a run of 30-40 yards, and the same for Rafinha. And there was a set piece, which is also very important to unlock a low block. So I completely disagree with people who say that we are playing slow. Because we have the ball, we control possession, and we want to go as quickly as we can. But if there are 10 players inside the 18-yard box, it's quite hard to get tempo and rhythm, and it's hard to score goals, and especially for us.
Arne, we really appreciate your time. You're so good at giving us time, and you always come and you give such direct and honest answers. We're very grateful.
Class act, mate.
Yes.
Class act.
Amen.
Never too high, never too low. Well done. What a guy.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Oh, good.
Well done, boss.
Yes, love that.
Do you not want to share them questions out, Jamie?
Well, he was coming for me, so I had to go back.
The guy was a fan.
Yeah.
It's a funny. Sunday.
What did you want to ask? If you could ask.
He asked a question, but then asked 2 questions within the one question as well.
Was he not coming back at me?
No, he was, yeah.
It was a discussion.
It was a discussion.
Yeah. It's your night tonight, so we'll let you know.
No problem.
What did you want to know,
guys.
Micah? What was your question?
About the set piece, if the practice bit. You know, so going over the wall.
Would have been a good one, wouldn't it?
I know.
I actually wanted to ask him how he was, because nobody cares about the coach. Nobody ever asked him how he is mentally. That was my question.
Virgil, an excellent win. Congratulations. You made what looked like it could have been an uncomfortable night very comfortable on the pitch. How was it to play him?
It's always difficult, in my opinion, to play against the Zerbi teams, if you want to say it like that, because they, if you're not front-footed, if you are a little bit late in your press, they can play out pretty easy. And obviously he persists on, how do you call it, persist probably, I think I don't know if that's a word, but on keep on playing and taking that risk. So obviously if you are winning those balls in between the lines, and there's plenty of space to exploit, and I think we did that pretty well. But overall I think the performance was very good. Something to build on. We will recover and go again.
You must be pleased with a clean sheet as well, especially without your usual centre-back partner tonight.
Yeah. First and foremost, my thoughts are with him. But yeah, listen, I've played with Joe many times, and helped that we are very good friends as well. But I think he was outstanding. The third goal, he was the one that started it all off, and pleased for him, but pleased for the whole team. Everyone put a shift in. That's how it should be, especially if you play for Liverpool. And also, it was obviously under the circumstances, a very good atmosphere. It was a stadium I've never played before, and I was really looking forward to it. And yeah, nice atmosphere.
As you say, is the key now to using this victory to go on a winning run and keeping that consistency going and building momentum?
Yeah, but I think we always keep saying it after a win or a good result. I think for us it's just to fully focus on recovery right now, and then we're going to go to Bournemouth, because Bournemouth is a very difficult team to beat. 5:30, a team that obviously plays very good football, in my opinion, with a very good manager. So we have to be more than ready. But from right now, it's all focused on recovery, and then we fly back tomorrow, and then we fly already on Friday again to Bournemouth. So on to the next.
There were reports that you called a team meeting after the Burnley draw.
No, I don't know the ones that put in the media. I don't know. I think it was obviously asked if there will be a meeting after the last game, and obviously there was gonna be a meeting, but obviously I didn't say there was a meeting by me. So I don't know what this misinformation is coming from, but that's how it sometimes go. We just keep going.
I was about to say, it looked like it worked.
That's not down to me.
Well done tonight.
Thank you very much.
There. I just want your thoughts on how he's dealt with quite a testing time with Liverpool.
Yeah, really pleased for him, because, you know, it can't be easy when you're under that pressure, you know, when results are not consistent, if you like. But his tactics were spot on tonight. I think he deserves a lot of praise and credit. His team went out and performed ever so well, individually and collectively. Listening to the interview, you can sort of see a relief after the weekend's results. You need to stop mentioning low blocks. Low blocks have been happening at Liverpool ever since I played, many, many years before me. That's just the way it is. Teams are going to do that. They're going to try and do everything they can to stop Liverpool. The key is you've got to find the solutions. You've got the players to do, you've got to find the solutions, and then you will turn them low block games into wins rather than draws. But it's not going to change. It's what this team are going to face. They're going to probably face a low block at times against Bournemouth at the weekend, but they've got to be ruthless. They've got to show the talent. They've got the big players. They've got to step forward and score the goals that are needed to win them games, because they are difficult to win.
The goal before. Had you done your homework on Marseille?
Yeah, I did my homework. I got told that if no one is laying down, that maybe I can have a chance to hit it under the wall. No one was laying down, so I tried it, and yeah, it worked out.
It was perfect, and he couldn't believe his luck.
And that's why, he was able to zone out when Mo Salah was in his ear saying, "Let me take it."
It just goes to show, though. It just goes to show the detail that is around the game at the top level. He said, "I got told." So he's been into the analyst department. You know, young kids watching just think you turn up and play football, but he's done his own work. He's watched the opposition. He's found the weakness and he's executed fair play. Brilliant.
Okay, nice interview there with Jules Breach, Virgil van Dijk. 350th game for him. Look, games aside, it's an important win. He was saying, let everyone put in a shift there. We always talk about momentum, don't we, after wins, especially with Liverpool so far this season. But the most important thing for them at the moment is fourth in the table. Feels very healthy for them.
Yeah, big pressure on them tonight. You know, going away to Marseille, I expected more from Marseille. I thought they were bang average from start to finish. I think De Zerbi will be really disappointed in his team, especially the goals they've conceded were really poor, which we'll come to later. But the pressure was on Liverpool to go here and win well. You know, we questioned them at the weekend, not killing teams off. A lot of chances on goal and not being ruthless and relentless. They was tonight, and they defended ever so well. So a lot of positives from a Liverpool point of view.
What did you think of it overall, Joe?
Yeah, I agree with what Stevie said there. You know, it was a difficult night. They dealt with the atmosphere well. They didn't let it overawe them, and they built into the game. And the big moments they won. You know, there's no getting away. Marseille did have a few chances. They didn't take them. And when Liverpool smelt blood, just for example, the first goal for Szoboszlai to realise that the wall's jumping, that's just intelligent play, and that gets you in front in a tight game. And then once they were in front, it didn't look like it was ever in doubt.
Was it Marseille, that you were obviously saying you're disappointed in their performance, but was it also important for Liverpool to just go over there, a difficult place to go, and actually prove to themselves and their fans that they can handle these kind of atmospheres and they still have that confidence?
Yeah, I don't think we doubt Liverpool in terms of being able to handle an atmosphere. We know they've got experienced players. They recently won the league, they've won the Champions League, and they've competed for the Champions League over recent times. It's consistency now with Liverpool. Jules touched on it in the interview, and Van Dijk said that he almost said, I'm sick of saying, now we've got to get momentum, and it is about consistency, especially when you're a Liverpool player, and now they've got to reset, they've got to sort of enjoy tonight, and as you say, you always mention recovery after 30, get yourself recovered, get the team in a good place, but it's that mentality. Take the same mentality to Bournemouth and treat Bournemouth like you did tonight, and then you won't have a problem against Bournemouth. It's about resetting the mentality.
We spoke earlier on about how important Dominic Szoboszlai is for this Liverpool side. He was the one that broke the deadlock with that free kick. Should we watch it again, Joe?
Yeah, really intelligent player. He had another good night for Liverpool tonight. He was at the heart of everything. Like I say, to realise he's so dangerous at those free kicks over the wall, as Stevie touched on there, De Zerbi, he'll be absolutely fuming that they've given this up. Highlighted the players there to just say as an option to have that little blocker underneath so the wall can commit to the jump. Szoboszlai knew they wouldn't. He'd have done his research, as Stevie said, at half-time, and he absolutely executed it brilliantly. Rulli will look like he's gone down in stages, but the reason for that is because he's not expecting it to come under the wall. He's ready for the ball to go over the top, move his feet, and just really intelligent from Dominic Szoboszlai.
It was funny hearing you talk about Dominic before the game and saying, look, stay humble, make sure that your feet are on the ground in this Liverpool side and he can move himself to the next level.
I think that's more important when you're in terrific form and you're playing really consistent and you're in a good place. You can see he's oozing confidence. You know what I loved about the free kick, even before he took it? He got Salah in his ear. He's covering his face. He's like, I want to take this. This is a left footer. Leave it to me, blah, blah. And he just doesn't take one word of the most iconic player Liverpool have had in a long time. So I love his confidence. I love it that he backs himself. I mean, the execution's tremendous. But I think that was made in the training ground days ago when he's gone into the analyst department and he's known that this wall jumps with no sleeper. It's actually an easy free kick when you think about it.
Stevie, Geronimo Rulli, obviously, there's the chat, there's what you're talking about there.
Yeah. Now, I think most players, if Salah's in your ear and he's desperate to take it, most players would move aside and respect that. But I love the way Dominic Szoboszlai says, no chance, it takes no notice. I love it.
Let's have a look at the second goal. It will go down as an own goal from Geronimo Rulli, but Jeremy Frimpong, the work that he did and put in for that goal, it's a shame that he won't take the credit for that, but what he does up to that point is excellent.
I think this is Frimpong's outstanding quality. He's so quick off the mark. If you just pause it here now, he's so quick at getting into that position. He does it with his left foot and he shifts it so quick onto his right. But from a Marseille point of view, if you think about the detail of this defending, the fullback comes out, he should be helping him on his left shoulder. Because if Frimpong comes in on his left foot, he's less dangerous. He's coming into traffic and into bodies on his weaker side. You cannot show Jeremy Frimpong outside on his strong side. He's so quick. He gets done in the 1v1 and then he deserves the look that he gets. The keeper's unlucky, but if the keeper doesn't get it, Salah's there for a tap-in anyway, so it's great play from Liverpool.
Yeah. He's so good in these kind of one-on-one situations, isn't he?
He is so sharp. To stand him up like that, we all know what he's going to do, we know what he's going to try and do. He's so quick. Paxao tries to lean across him, but Frimpong's not there. He's looking to engage shoulder to shoulder, but he's already gone. Yeah. And as Stevie said, Salah's even looking for a knock-in off the post there. Anything to get on the score sheet.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at 3-0 and then we'll come back to Mo Salah because I want your thoughts on exactly how his night went. This is Cody Gakpo off the bench and as Ali McCoy was saying, let's have a look at that touch again.
Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? Joe Gomez pumping it into Szoboszlai to have the awareness and cut straight through Marseille. Great way to pass and just takes another little cheeky touch here, Cody Gakpo, but we're just highlighting Szoboszlai. Like I say, he was involved in everything tonight.
And his celebration as well.
At this point, Marseille wide open. I love the run. I love the run from, I think it's Curtis Jones as well. He just pulls the full back in with that run. Obviously, Cody steadies himself with a touch, sets it up, and it's a wonderful finish.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to Mo Salah because I wanted your thoughts on marks out of 10. How did you think he performed tonight?
I thought he'd done okay tonight. I think if you take everything into consideration, he's come back on the back of a tournament where he got to the semi-final. That must have been a big deal for him. I think he would have travelled back Sunday after the game Saturday. Probably only had one session, really, with the team, and then he's had to travel again to Marseille. Played the majority of the game. Nearly scored on a couple of occasions. I think he'd be disappointed with the one on the outside of his foot. which we're going to show and cover in a minute. Knowing him, he'll probably be thinking about that all night. But I think in the main, he's done a great job for the team, worked hard. This is the chance now. Direct play from Liverpool, Alisson, battling for the ball. Poor defender from Marseille again, really passive and weak. It's a great pass by Gakpo, but you're wondering whether he's just used the outside of his boot and made the mistake with the execution. Because for me, maybe you just use more of a curling action with the left foot, maybe bend it over the keeper. Knowing him and his standards that he's set over the years, he'd be disappointed with that one.
There you go. One thing that fans will all want to see. Look, I feel like we've almost put it to bed now, haven't we? And we've kind of moved on. What did you make of his overall performance?
Yeah, football moves quickly, and you know, as Stevie alluded to there, to have his time out of the Liverpool training ground and out of the fixtures away, representing his country with so much on his shoulders, to come back, it was a really mature performance. And he has those quiet games, and he can come out of them with 2-3 goals. Even tonight he could have done, which obviously bumps him up the rankings to, you know, from a 6-7 out of 10 to a 10. But it wasn't his night tonight, but it was Liverpool's night, which is the main thing.
Those are this performance tonight and those sort of mature performances from people like Mo Salah and then the leaders that Arne Slot has in his team. It's what this manager needs at the moment, isn't it?
He needs it consistently. Listen, we know they've got the quality and we know they've got the experience. That's why it is so frustrating. That's why before the game you show all the internet and the reaction and the overreaction. It's because of the standard that all these players and this collective group have set. They've been so good and so consistent. We haven't seen this run of form from them for a very long time, and that's why it's such a surprise and so frustrating from a Liverpool fan's point of view. But you have got to respect them. Okay, I think in the league we know they're out of the title race for the time being. Who knows what's going to happen, but obviously you'd expect Arsenal to go on and win that. I know you're happy with me saying that, but there's still an awful lot for this Liverpool team to play for. The FA Cup is huge, finishing the top 4 is huge. But even more importantly, it's this Champions League now. If they can keep this group of players fit, and then towards the latter stages, if they can be in the competition further on, then Isaac and that are coming and introducing themselves back into the squad. This team and this group of players have proved that they can go the distance in this competition, so there's still an awful lot to play for.
On a really positive night at what could have been a tricky place to come, what pleased you the most about what you saw?
No, it could have been a tricky place to go. It is a tricky place to go because of their fans. But definitely also because of the players they have and the manager they have. They have always a very good idea of how to play. And we had to be really good today to beat them, and I think that's what we were. Already in the first half there were 3, 4, 5 moments where we took the ball off them, and we should have done better in the counter-attack. And on the ball we were very positive again today. But we generated less chances than we did Saturday. But now we scored 3, and then everyone probably is much more positive than when you create 5 times as much chances on Saturday, but you only score 1.
Yeah, how pleased were you though to have got that second and the third goal to kill the game off? Maybe something that you would have liked to do more this season.
Yeah, definitely. In the last 13 games where we've been unbeaten, we've only been 54 minutes behind. In all the other games, almost we went a goal up. But we gave away that lead somewhere during the game. And today, again, I think we had much earlier in the game the chances to finish it off. One of the best examples was when we hit the bar or the post with Hugo Ekitike, and in the counter-attack, they almost scored the 1-1. Now, in our season, you would have expected that ball to go in. So people could complain a lot about us again. But today, we probably deserved what we got. And we weren't unlucky as we've been so many times this season.
What's the key now to using this victory and going on a consistent run of winning games?
I know so well why we're not consistent. And that has mainly to do with when a game is more open, when tactics are involved, when players can play through the lines, when they can show how good they are. That's a completely different game than against the low block. You need completely different quality against the low block. And in a low block, it has not so much to do with what you prepare before the game. You just have the ball a lot. You get in the final third and something should happen. I think Pep said something very good about that, what I've said 15 times this season already as well. What the importance is of facing a low block. And you cannot compare that with a game tonight where both teams want to play out from the back, where both teams want to press. And every game we've played this season when this was the situation, we've played very good games. We've lost at City, we've lost at Chelsea. But many of these games we got results. But our reason why we're inconsistent if you want to call 14 times unbeaten inconsistent. And then that has all to do with us struggling against low blocks.
Well, the win tonight does mean that the Champions League table is looking nice. You're into that top 8. How important is it that you stay there to avoid those extra 2 playoff games?
Very important, because people can see, I think, what a squad we have. So we have 3 players out with long-term injuries, and we already were not the squad that had the most players in the start of the season compared to our competitors. So yeah, it's almost crucial for us that we don't have to play these games, because I just said we've been so many times going a goal up, and maybe, I don't know, I don't think that's the biggest reason, but if you every time have to play the same players the same places because of the amount of players we have, then it might be that in a few times players were a bit more tired than they would be if we could rotate them a bit more. But every team has this during a season, that you have to rely on the same players, and that's with us recently as well.
A really good win tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
His tone goes up by a couple of decibels, if that's the right phrase. And the passion is there.
I just wanted to say welcome along to everybody. If you're watching the Golasso show with Nico and Nigel, good to have you with us. Here we are.
Welcome
Kate, Thierry,
in.
Jamie and Micah. Yep, that's right, TT, thanks. I wanted to ask you your thoughts on Marseille, because I guess inconsistency is an issue for them. Was this a poorer performance than you had expected from Marseille?
I thought it was going to be a draw. I thought it was going to be way more difficult for Liverpool, but it wasn't even a match. Liverpool were better than Marseille, apart from, I would say, Greenwood, that was trying to do something. But also, I agree with Jamie in a way. The way Marseille play with De Zerbi, they're too open. That's why the counter looks always good, because they're so open. The centre-back goes forward, right-back goes forward. He has them to play out from the back. They're really open. So that did suit Liverpool a bit more in terms of how quick they went on the counter and how open Marseille were. But in terms of how Marseille started the game, when you're in Europe, and we all played, and you go away, and the team plays against you that first half hard, then it becomes difficult for you. But the way they started, they were not at the races, and Liverpool deserved that. It was an easy game, really.
Let's take a look at what this has done to the table, to the Champions League standings at this point. Of course, we know we've got 1 match day left, match day 8, which is a week today. What's interesting to see, I guess, is 5 Premier League teams that are in that top 8, which is so impressive. Arsenal,
Dominating.
Liverpool, Tottenham, Newcastle, Chelsea, Micah.
Dominating. I mean, the Premier League, that's why
it's about winning it.
Yeah, of course, I agree.
That's all it is.
But you've got to have consistency as well, and that's what Premier League teams are doing.
Paris were not in that last year. That's a fact. Paris were not in that last year.
Theoretically, it should put you in a good position, shouldn't it, moving forward?
No, it's about winning it. Paris were not in that last year.
Understood.
That's a fair point.
Yes, it is a fair point, but look who's at the top, TT. Arsenal.
Doesn't matter. You have to be there in Budapest, right?
Yes, Budapest.
That's where you need to be, that's all.
Will you be there?
For sure.
Okay.
that is
I'll see you there.
I don't need to be in the top 8.
Micah, this is your part. Tell everybody at home what they can look forward to in the post.
Well, do you want to do it? Because it's Liverpool?
Yeah, join us for the post-match.
No. I need more energy than that.
Oh, join us in the post-match show, because I am going to go over the top and big on Liverpool. I think Liverpool have got a really big chance for the Champions League this year, and I don't care about any other team. That's us I'm going to talk about.
Jamie, you've got the best bit.
What is it?
Table time.
Oh, table time. Sorry. With me bad knee.
Yes, and it's a secret edition of Table Time. No one's told me what. There's a music request that's been made, but do any of us know what it is, or only Micah?
I think after the Senegal win in the AFCON.
It's a tribute.
Yeah, sort of, with a twist.
What's the twist then?
I mean, we couldn't get licensed for the proper music, so yeah.
So it's kind of Afro.
So it's Afro with no beats.
You'll like it. Gilbert will sort us out, don't worry.
Is your knee going to hold up?
I'll be all right. I just dance the Saints with any music.
You could just do press ups.
For the move that he has, doesn't need his knee.
What's the move?
I don't know, but it doesn't need his knee. That's for
I know you know the move. It's that move.
You got to move the hips though, Jamie. You got to move the hips.
He said, yeah.
I'll move a lot much
right,
better that Liverpool at Wolves.
Oh my God.
We will bring you all of that and more. Welcome along. Welcome along.
Come on, a big
the
one.
post-match show. Yes.
Come on down.
Come on in. We're so happy to have you with us. Kate, Terry, Jamie and Micah. So big win for Liverpool. 3 massive points. Puts them right there, number 4 in that top 8. So good news for them. We were talking before the game about just how special a place Marseille is in terms of the atmosphere at the ground there when you go to play there. And the tifo that we saw in the stands before kickoff was just incredible. Let's take a look at this again.
Both, to be fair, the one of the Beatles. Love Beatles. Jamie, and then on the other side, they had something else. But like I said, they were ready. The fans were ready. Not so much the team. That's on the other side. You could see that it's always the case at Marseille. They always have something ready. Stadium was ready, like I said, but Liverpool won easily.
Let's run you through the action then, starting with the first goal for Liverpool. Szoboszlai.
The thing I love about this.
I thought I got away with it.
What's his name?
I thought I got away with it. Anyway.
Chops. The signings are starting to really look like, okay, that's why Liverpool signed. And Wirtz is starting to look like the real deal, like a really classy footballer. Every time he gets the ball, we mentioned that before the game, it feels like every time a Liverpool player's on the ball, they're trying to give it to him. And you can see as soon as he gets the ball, he's got that class. But the 2 fullbacks are starting to really, perform well.
Your mum texted you there.
Do you want to know what my mum's just said?
Yeah, what she said.
Oh my God, what a win. Being in the theatre with Angela, just seeing the score made up. She's been in the theatre. Should we find out where she's been, what she wants to watch?
Well, yeah, please.
Someone just text her, we're going to ring her.
Get her on the phone.
No.
Is she in London?
No, she'll be in town in Liverpool or something.
Liverpool.
Yeah, I'll just.
What's your mum's name?
Paula. I'll just say, what did you watch?
Give her a ring.
No.
You've got to ring Abby. Come on, ring her. Let me ring her. Come on.
All right.
Let's ring her, Paula.
She won't know who Big Meeks is. Where's that coming from? Oh.
Hi, James.
Hiya, Mum. You're okay? Oh, yeah. I was made up of that win. You made up?
Oh, what? Well, I've just seen the score. I said, oh, Angela, 3-0, they've won. In the theatre.
What did you go and watch?
It was the Scouse play, the Scouse Scrooge, Christmas play.
Oh, yeah.
But because it was in such popular demand, they extended it because we couldn't get in before Christmas. So we extended it.
Does she know she's on TV, Jamie? You probably should tell her that.
Oh, Mum, I didn't realise. You know when you phoned me before by accident, so I rang it back. I thought we were off air, but you're actually on TV now in America.
You're joking me.
Give her the phone.
It's loudspeaker.
Hiya, Paula. It's Big Meeks. How you doing?
Oh, hello. Oh, Angela, but on American TV.
Paula, do you know who I am? Micah. Big Meeks, they call me.
Get away. Oh, I'll feel embarrassed now.
You don't need to feel embarrassed.
We're Micah Richards and Thierry Henry, Mum, and Kate.
Hello, Mummy. How are you?
Hello. Oh, Thierry, we're having a...
Thierry!
Say hello, Ange.
Hello, Ange.
You're right. I'm Mika. Hello, Mika.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Oh, we've had the ball. Oh, I'm awful sorry, James. I'll put the phone down.
Oh, have you had a couple of bevies?
A couple, like.
Mum, just say, good night, America.
Of course. Good night, America.
All right, Mummy. Bye-bye.
Okay. All right, see you later. Ta-ra. Oh, my God.
Oh, that might be one of my favourite moments we've had.
I know we've had your daughter, you've had your mum. What about your dad?
Oh, he's next.
Get your dad on
jealous. He'll be feeling left out. Yeah, Thierry.